There's a story hidden in the pages of American history, a story so dark that even now, few dare to speak of it. You've heard the name Bush, two presidents, pillars of the American political dynasty. But what if I told you their legacy wasn't built on the so-called American dream, but on betrayal, fascism, and blood money? Let's go back to the 1930s, when fascism was on the rise in Europe. Prescott Bush, George W. Bush's grandfather, wasn't just a businessman. He was a man with connections. Through the Union Banking Corporation, he and his father-in-law, George Herbert Walker, secretly funded Adolf Hitler's war machine. While Americans were being fed propaganda about democracy, the Bushes were filling Nazi coffers, steel, coal, chemicals, whatever Hitler needed, all supplied with blood-stained money. And when the US government finally stepped in, seizing Union Banking Corporation under the Trading with the Enemy Act in 1942, what did they do with Prescott Bush? Charge him with treason? No. He was quietly shuffled back into polite society, given positions of power on the boards of CBS and Yale. They covered it up. Just like they tried to cover up the business plot. You see, Prescott Bush wasn't just financing the Nazis, he was part of a plot to bring fascism to America itself. In 1933, he and other powerful bankers, Wall Street elites, attempted to overthrow Franklin D. Roosevelt. Their goal? Install a fascist regime right here on American soil. They wanted to use a decorated war hero to lead the charge. His name was Smedley Butler. Now, Smedley Butler wasn't just any soldier. He was a retired Marine Corps Major General, a two-time Medal of Honor recipient, a man of honor, a man they thought they could buy. Bush and his banker friends approached Butler with their twisted plan. They wanted him to lead an army of 500,000 veterans to storm Washington, kill FDR, and install fascism. They thought Butler's name would give them credibility, that his reputation would lend their coup legitimacy. But they made one fatal mistake. They underestimated Butler. Instead of agreeing to their treasonous plot, he exposed them. He stood before Congress in 1934 and blew the whistle on the so-called business plot. He called it what it was, an attempt by America's wealthy elite to destroy democracy and impose a fascist state. And what happened to these traitors, Prescott Bush and his cronies? Nothing. No one was charged. No one faced trial. The government buried the story, just like they buried the Nazi connections. Smedley Butler's testimony was swept under the rug, treated like a conspiracy theory. But it wasn't a theory. It was cold, hard fact. Think about it. A man who financed Hitler, a man who plotted to overthrow the American government, produced two presidents of the United States. That's the legacy of the Bush family. A legacy built on fascism, treason, and lies. Smedley Butler may have stopped their coup in the 1930s, but the truth remains. These elites never faced justice. They're still out there. Their descendants, their influence, their money, it's all still in play. And as we look around the world today, we have to ask, how much has really changed? Fascism didn't die in Europe. It wasn't buried with the Nazis. It was nurtured, protected, and allowed to evolve. And it's still here, lurking beneath the surface of the systems we trust. So what are we going to do about it? Will we keep pretending this didn't happen, or will we face the ugly truth? That the very foundations of American power are built on lies and blood money? It's time to wake up. This is Zach Sparks, and if this shook you like it should, share this episode. Spread the word. They may have tried to bury the truth, but together we can unearth it. Keep questioning, stay vigilant, and never ever stop seeking the truth.